And good morning, everybody. It's Dan Latto speaking. Hope you're well today. So let's talk about that's Luna the dog just saying hello. She does bark a lot. Let's talk about 4 reasons why you should be live streaming more. And obviously, we're talking about this whilst we are live streaming, and the dog's just having a good old chat with people walking past the house. So there you go. And obviously, this is what can happen when you live stream. Nobody knows it's live, folks. Nobody knows. Let me move my little arrow up here. 1 second. Anyway, look, hope you're well. It's a weekend. It's a weekend. I hope you're ready to party and have a good one. It is bloody warm here in Spain, 30 degrees. Just got back from CrossFit. We thought we'd go live. And in this session, I want to try and convince you to go live more. And I don't think you need to go live every day, but certainly the bare minimum should be once a week. Now, by the way, I need to say I'm a hypocrite. Just lay it out there. I'm a hypocrite because I've not been live for weeks. Like, I went live last week, and then before that was a couple of weeks, and then before that was a couple of weeks. But we've been travelling. We've been to Spain because we live in Spain, but we've been to France, Paris, Disney. We went over to the UK. We had guests coming over. Very difficult to live stream in those sort of environments, obviously. Didn't have all the equipment, have all the equipment back here, but then we had guests stay over for a week. So very difficult, but we're back to it. And also, because it's summer, 6-week holidays, although it's like 12 weeks here in Spain. But it's summer holidays and everybody's home. And so the little one's out at equestrian, horse riding at the moment. So that's one of the reasons why we can go live. But the reason number one as to why you should be live streaming more is just to increase awareness. And this is the thing, okay? It's not even like people are sitting glued to the screen watching every word that comes out of your mouth. And I don't want you to think that that's what happens, because I can pretty much guarantee that's not what happens, right? But what does happen is that they can see you going live, and then you go live again, and they go, oh, look, Dan's live again. And then you go live again, and we go, oh, look, Dan's live again, and again, and again, and again. And the more that they see you going live, the more that they believe how passionate you are about your business, how you can help people, how much more credibility and trust is going on in that sphere, because you're going live. You're presenting yourself without editing to the world, and people can make comments, and you can reply to comments, and you could be a complete arse, or you could be really nice. And so you've got all these different ways of presenting yourself. And so this will allow you to increase awareness. And you can do this across multiple different platforms all at the same time. So for example, we are going live today. I don't know what we're on today. I think we're on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and several Facebook channels. And so we're live across all of those all at the same time. And then the other beautiful thing there is that we can actually pull out the MP3, we can download it and then upload it to iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, Stitcher, and all the other podcasting streams that are out there. And in fact, I've got a picture of myself from 8 years ago next to Chris Evans from whatever radio station he was on, and his podcast, and we were side by side. We were in New and Noteworthy. And so you're definitely able to increase awareness through your podcast, and people will stumble upon your podcast by accident. And so it's a great opportunity for you to increase awareness. Now, my live videos go on for maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe 10 minutes, but we don't have to. You can go live for like 6 minutes. You could, if you've got one thing that you want to share, and this is one thing that we're really bad at, by the way, is, we've got it all here. We just have to type what it's about and go live, and we can get that message out. So it's like interest rates. We should do a live interest rate thing. 11:59 we go live, 12:03 we finish, 4 minutes, and we're talking about the interest rate results for the Bank of England. So stuff like that would be very useful as well. And one of the beautiful things there about going live for very short periods of time is that one, it doesn't take a lot of effort. Number two is people will actually stay and watch. If you're saying I'm live for 4 minutes, people actually watch the whole 4 minutes. Whereas if you're live for 15 or 20 minutes, you don't know how long they're going to stay for, because they don't know how long the live stream is going to be for. The only other thing I would say here on the increased awareness is, for example, this live stream, which will go for about 10 or 15 minutes max, we will then pull out smaller shorts or reels or chunks of video, and then we'll redistribute those across social media as well, with links either back to the website, or if we talk about website design, for example, we'll put a link back to our website page. And so again, it's about increasing awareness. So you do the work once, and then you put the content out multiple times across multiple channels, and so you're increasing awareness that way. And then that nicely leads me on to the fact that it's going to build trust with you live streaming more. So one of the comments that we often get is when we get on a strategy call, and we don't close any business unless we've had a meeting, you know, like this really, a sales meeting of some kind, to talk about their marketing. But when they come on that call, they're like, "Oh, Dan, you're just like you are in your lives." And I'm like, "Of course I am. I'm not a foot taller. I'm not blonde. I'm not, I've not got a posh accent when we then get onto a call. I'm just me." And so what that does is it reduces the barriers, which is really cool. We're going to talk about that a little bit later as well. But this is about you building trust. And the more that people see you, the more that people will trust you. They might not like you, by the way, and that's fine, because those that don't like you will never waste your time getting on a call because they don't like you. They might as well find that out during a live stream than getting on the call to find out they don't like you. Conversely, they might like you. So then by the time you've got on the call, they're never going to do business with you. But just what level of business are they going to do? Because they've already know who you are and what you like and what you stand for and what your values are and what your jokes are like and how much you swear. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people love the northern twang, other people hate it. But it's better to find that out in a live stream or in a short than get someone on a call for them just to waste your time. Now, engagement is a double-edged sword, I think. So I just want to cover why this is. On one hand, people go, "Oh, I'm not getting enough engagement." And then in other places, they're getting a lot of engagement. And do you think engagement leads to more sales? And so that's kind of a trick question, because the answer is maybe. But it's not. It doesn't necessarily mean someone who's getting 100 people commenting on their stuff might not mean that they're going to buy. You know, if you think about some of the right-wing or far-left comments, or the extreme comments about racism or COVID or transgender or whatever, they get loads of people commenting, loads of engagement. Are they selling anything other than hate? Not really. And so you've got to be careful about this level of engagement. Now, when we talk about increasing engagement, I'm on about, if you go live and you get one person liking or asking a question or whatever that's going to be, that's an increasing engagement than not going live, where you've had none and you've not got any message out there. And I'm not saying that you should be getting hundreds of people commenting on your stuff, because that's not the way it works. It might have been years ago, but it's definitely not the way it works now. We have people signing up and I have no idea who they are. We had a guy last week just signed up for one of our outsourced marketing department products. And he's like, "I feel like I know you really well because I've watched every video you've ever done." I had no idea he even existed until we had that conversation. And I might have seen him, maybe. His name rang a bell, and maybe I've seen him on the property circuit and so on. But this is the level of engagement. It's not necessarily something that you're seeing people typing up on social media or liking what you say and do. They're just watching it. And I know that's not really engagement, that's just viewership, really. But for them, they're engaging with your content. They're just not liking or commenting. There's levels to this level of engagement. And most people, if they're not getting likes or comments, they think there's no engagement. And it's ridiculous. This live stream might get 20 people watching it. The MP3 will get thousands of people downloading it. The shorts might get several thousand people watching it. And people go, "Oh, well, it's not enough people." Well, 20 people is a coffee shop. 1,000 people is a small concert, and a couple of thousand people is a big concert. That's amazing, right? That's still engagement. Just because they're not liking it and writing comments doesn't mean that it's not working. And then the final bit here why you should be live streaming more is just about this reducing barriers. And we kind of covered it in the building trust bit because it's kind of the same thing. But reducing barriers is about people knowing who you are and what you stand for, and are you there to help people, or are you just there to try and make money? Are you, the more people that people see you, the more, not agreeable, but the more used to you they are getting. And so then when you get them on a phone call, they're really used to you. And you actually end up talking like old friends, which is what happened last week with the chap. He felt like he already knew us. We're very good at building rapport. And so it was just a really easy conversation. And so when we're talking about reducing barriers, this means reducing barriers to get to the next stage. And what is that next stage? It might be downloading a document, a guide, a form. It might be going and listening to another podcast. It might be checking out a YouTube channel. It might be filling in one of our web forms. It could be all sorts of things. But if you've got barriers in front of the potential customer, they're not going to go and do any of those things. And so the more live you can go, the more that you're going to reduce those barriers and the more that they're actually going to take some action. So look, that was actually quite a quick one today for me, but 10 minutes, still 10 minutes, right? So now we'll go off, pull out the MP3, we'll pull out some YouTube shorts and some Facebook stories and Instagram reels, or is that the other way around? I always forget. And now we go off and create more content. And so now we're increasing awareness, we're building trust, we're increasing engagement, reducing barriers. This is why you have to go live. All right, hope that's useful. Have a wicked weekend. We'll speak to you soon. Take care.